Hi, I'm here to share another story from my book about a woman who encountered Jesus while he walked on the earth. So let's go. Let's talk about the next lady. So, this was a broken lady who lived in a village and heard about a dinner party. So she thought to herself, I'm going to buy an alabaster box of perfume and go to the party with it. So off she went. She managed to get into a party where she wasn't invited. So that must have been a feat all in itself. And then she snuck up behind the man who was the guest of the party, and immediately she began to weep. So something about the atmosphere must have been tremendous for her to start weeping. So what she did next was a little shocking for that time in history. She came around, knelt before Jesus, and with her tears, she just wept all over his feet. And then she used her hair to wipe up the tears. And then she poured the whole contents of the alabaster box onto his feet. And she continued to weep. I've often wondered, why did she bring that box of perfume, which was worth probably about a year's wages, to the dinner party she wasn't invited to? She must have had such an encounter with him to want to thank him so drastically and so dramatically. Well, that's what happened. And then the host of the party and the guests were all miffed. Like, I'm sure they were thinking, how did she get in here anyways? And what's this guy mingling with, kind of a woman who's ostracized? Like, what's going on here? Well, Jesus, as he always does, just hits them square in the eye with a story. He always talks in parables, and here's one. He said, if somebody who owes somebody $100,000 is forgiven by a lender, and somebody else that owes $1,000 is forgiven by the same lender, who do you think is going to love that lender more? Somebody who has been forgiven a little bit, or somebody who has been forgiven a tremendous amount? And then he just lets that sit with everybody for them to ponder and think. And he turns to the woman and he says the three things that I want to hear. You are forgiven. You have a new life. Now walk in peace. And that just is the most beautiful words that anybody could hear from God. You're forgiven. You have a new life. Now walk in peace. And that's an experience that I had. I've been forgiven for all of the messed up messes, messier than messy, that I've gone through and will continue to go through. And I have a new way to live, and I do walk in peace. So there's another beautiful story from Scripture that really touches my heart every time I read about this woman. She's just brings such hope that even when I mess up next week, next year, 10 years from now, I'm still forgiven. I'm still have a new path, and I still am loved by God. And I can walk in peace with hope. So thank you for listening. Thank you so much for listening. And I just hope that you too will find a way to be forgiven, to walk in peace, and to find a new way. May God touch your heart today and lighten it up with hope, peace, and love. Bye for now.